this spiritual strength that we get from Balarama in the form of the mercy of Balarama in the form of the Nityananda, the spiritual master.
Yes. The spiritual master is the mercy representation of the Lord, and he represents Lord Nityananda, who is Lord Balarama, none other than Lord Balarama. Lord Krishna and Lord Balarama are eternally related as brothers, spiritual brothers, and they are one, but there is a difference in oneness. You will of course see that Lord Balarama, he acts a little differently than Lord Krishna. He has different habits. Also Lord Nityananda. They are said to be the mercy incarnations of the Lord. They are very, very merciful. Like even the most fallen can take shelter of Lord Nityananda, actually. That's how merciful Lord Balarama is in the shape of Lord Nityananda. Even the drunkards, even the lowest of the low, because in his pastime, Lord Balarama, he seems like he's into intoxication and like that. He likes that. So, who are we to judge? He cannot say, why is God drunk? Well, if he wants to be drunk, who can stop him? Yeah. But I don't really personally understand the technical intricacies of Balarama's behavior and the fact of him being the mercy representation of the Lord. But that is what the Vedas state. That, for example, Lord Nityananda, he is merciful to the lowest of the low. And there was one incident when he and Haridas Thakur was in the Chaitanya Leela, which happened 500 years ago. Then Krishna and Balarama also came in the shape of Nityananda and Chaitanya. And when Nityananda was preaching together with his preaching friend Haridas Thakur, there was one incident I heard about. I haven't read it myself. I think it's from the Chaitanya Bhagavat, that they were walking by a drinking establishment, and Lord Nityananda said, "Let's get in. Let's go in." No, you cannot go in there. But then, of course, you say, if my Lord Nityananda goes into a drinking establishment, it's only to save the conditioned souls in there. He's so merciful that he associates in a way with these people by doing their thing, So he becomes their savior in a sense. So if one is not able to be a Krishna conscious devotee with all the rules and regulations, then at least one can take shelter of Lord Balarama and Lord Nityananda. It's possible. And by the spiritual strength coming from them, then one can get the strength to follow the four regulative principles and become Krishna conscious. Like that. So we have to take shelter. We chant every day, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the second part of the mantra. Not to forget. We have to chant we have to chant Krishna's name very seriously, but also Rama's name very seriously. Rama also means pleasure. The word Ram means pleasure. So just by saying Ram's name, you experience pleasure. Spiritual strength and pleasure. So the mercy potency and the spiritual pleasure is Balarama. And the spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, is a representation of Lord Balarama in that sense. So, because the spiritual master is representing the mercy of the Lord. Just imagine Srila Prabhupada, the mercy he had to manifest in order to accept Westerners as devotees. No? So much mercy. We Westerners, we are not very qualified to become Krishna conscious devotees. we were brought up with horrible habits, and we will learn to think in very strange ways about the world. And most of the values in Krishna consciousness is completely opposed to that. So, when Prabhupada came to the West, he of course presented Krishna consciousness full on. Full mercy. But the Westerners, what is this? It doesn't smell good, it doesn't taste good, it doesn't look good, I cannot use it for anything.
Smells pretty good, looks pretty good, tastes pretty good.
Yeah. So much mercy is necessary to save the conditioned soul. So therefore the spiritual master is the representative of that spiritual soul coming from Balarama. There's this story that I think it was Tamal Krishna Maharaj who had a dream. I told this story a few times, I think. That he dreamt about that Prabhupada had met his predecessors, the previous spiritual masters in the Guru Parampara. And after having been on earth, he had to, give a report. So, how was the preaching? Was it successful? And Prabhupada told the previous acharyas, this is a very horrible place. People are not clean, they're always drunk and intoxicated, they have no interest in spiritual life, they're very slow. It's very difficult to make them Krishna conscious. It's impossible to get them to follow any rules. But they have grabbed my lotus feet. They have grabbed my lotus feet, and that is their qualification, he said. And then, when Tamal Krishna Maharaj woke up, he asked Srila Prabhupada, I think this is a story, I'm not sure I heard it, and he asked Srila Prabhupada, so, I had this dream, and he explained the dream, and he says, Prabhupada, is this so? Yes, this is so, Srila Prabhupada says. He confirmed. So that's why Lord Balaram's mercy is very important. He's very, very merciful, Lord Balarama. He's even more merciful than Lord Krishna. Like Lord Nityananda is even more merciful than Krishna. And he's even more merciful than... Actually, Lord Nityananda is even more merciful than Lord Chaitanya. That is exemplified by the pastime when he was attempted to hurt by Jagai and Madhai. And actually they threw a piece of a broken pot in his forehead and there was blood. Okay. You draw blood from a sannyasi, that's the last thing you will do. It's the last thing to make a sannyasi bleed. Well, if you do that, if one drop of blood from a sannyasi drops on the ground, your country will be ruined. There's a statement, I don't know, for so and so many years. So this is very bad if you hurt a sannyasi. So Jagai or Madhai, one of the two brothers, I don't remember whom of them, do you remember? Was it Jagai? Madhai, who actually hurt Lord Nityananda. And there was blood, and Lord Chaitanya heard about it. The news reached him, and he engaged his Sudarshan chakra, his disc. Zzz. There was an attempt to copy that in one James Bond movie. Anyway, so this is Sudarshan disc is the original frisbee. It has spikes. It's not a nice little plastic thing. It's a weapon. It's like an atom bomb, if he wants to. You can use it like that. So he engaged his Sudarshan chakra, came to the spot and was very angry, ready to kill Madhai with his chakra. But Lord Nityananda said, no, please, we have to be merciful to the fallen souls. If you will kill these two brothers, you will have to kill everyone. So actually it's Lord Nityananda's mercy that saved the conditioned souls. So we have to state, and that is Lord Balarama. So that mercy is available, especially in a day like today. So we will pray for Lord Balarama's mercy to get the strength so that we can become Krishna consciousness for the next whole year. And then next year again we can pray again. Yeah? Anything else? Yeah.
When you mentioned this about Lord Balarama being merciful, like going into the drinking establishment, like I was thinking there was one pastime with Srila Prabhupada on an airplane that the stewardess came and offered some champagne.
Some what?
Champagne.
Champagne, yeah.
And he actually accepted it.
Yeah.
So I was thinking maybe that was a manifestation of that. Balarama,
He drank champagne?
He took some champagne. Yeah.
Why not? He accepted, the gift. In the mood of Lord Balarama, I guess. Very good, very good. Prabhupada is so transcendental. It's like also when one of his disciples, Harikesh, he was preaching in Russia. And at one point he said to Srila Prabhupada, there's nothing to eat here, there's only meat. And Prabhupada, what did he say? Eat meat? Preach? If there's nothing, just eat meat? What about my consciousness? Who cares about your consciousness? Prabhupada says, just preach. Yeah. So it's not so square everything, but that doesn't mean we have to give up the regular two principles. But that means that sometimes you have to adjust a little bit to give the mercy to the conditioned souls. Don't drink champagne on the airplanes. Yes?
Didn't he also say in this connection with Harikesh Maharaj?
Yeah.
That Harikesh said, well, but if I eat meat, then I will go to hell.
Yeah.
He said, yes, you will go to hell, but first you will preach.
Yeah. 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 So if the spiritual master says, okay, you preach and then go to hell, you have to do that because your spiritual master ordered. That's a disciple. Surrender means surrender, not business. I will surrender for as long as he does not tell me to eat meat, huh? Or if he tells me to drink alcohol, I'm out of here. No. If you're a disciple, you're a disciple. The surrender means surrender. Not that we have conditions to our surrender. That's not surrender, that is business relationship. Okay, I will surrender it for as long as I have so and so many devotees and so on. This is business. Yes?
It's just that generally the spiritual master doesn't ask us to drink alcohol, like you said. And,
Oh, I think he never does that. He has never asked us to drink alcohol. So we should not drink alcohol.
We should just follow in the footsteps.
Yeah. But we should also understand that the Ishwaras, they are beyond the rules and regulations. The spiritual, if you're a liberated person, then even alcohol is Krishna's energy. So how can it hurt you? So yeah. But until then, we have to follow the rules. Otherwise, we become contaminated. Yes.
You also mentioned that one cannot achieve spiritual perfection without being favored by Lord Balarama. So in this
I
connection,
think Prabhupada mentioned it.
yeah, that's true. So I was just thinking maybe you could say a few words about how to get the favor, like in a very effective way.
You chant Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram. I don't know.
That's quite
It's we do it every day, but I think Yadunandana Pr has an idea.
Well, sorry. There are basically two things that characterizes Balarama. That's the strength, spiritual strength. And just to mention, there was some discussion going on in Vrindavan with Srila Prabhupada and some of his disciples, who is the strongest, Krishna or Balarama, because Balarama is Krishna's first expansion and is characterized by strength. And Prabhupada's result very simply pointed towards the deities in Vrindavan and says that actually Balarama is leaning on Krishna, therefore Krishna is the strongest. End of discussion, right? Krishna can hold up Balarama. But Balarama's feature is that he's strong. And the other one is they call him the supreme personality of servitorship, the same thing that you call the Guru, who is an expansion of Balarama. Because Balarama's whole thing is that he provides for Krishna. Krishna is the enjoyer. He's the supreme enjoyer. So Balarama makes sure that everything is there for Krishna's pleasure, and the whole spiritual world is the manifestation of Balarama. And for example, this drum, this is Balarama, because it's for the pleasure of Krishna. And this picture of small baby Krishna, he floats on the river on a big banyan leaf or something like that, sucking his toe. And every Indian knows this picture, it's very beautiful, he's so cute, little Krishna. So that banyan leaf supporting Krishna, that's Balarama. So one could probably trace an aspect of his mercifulness that he wants to present all of us for the pleasure of Krishna. So he's very merciful to kind of dig us up from the gutter and give us his mercy so that we may be presentable for the enjoyment of Krishna as the Supreme Personality of God.
It's a very good point that he's the support of Krishna.
Yeah.
He is all those things that support Krishna,
Everything.
such as this Ananta snake and the drum, Balaram drum, and everything which is like Krishna's support or helping him in his pastimes is somehow an expression of Balaram or Shish.
And you know, he appears as Lakshman in Ram Leela, like hundreds of thousands of years back, and all of you that read the Ram Leela knows how much trouble and tribulation when Ram gets in exile for, what is it, 13 years, 14 years? And Lakshman is there all the time to try to protect, you know. Just like when Krishna is a small child and he goes out for the first time to tend the cows, and Mother Yashoda is, he's so small, how can he deal with all these cows? And then Balarama, who's the elder brother, he says, don't worry, I'll protect him, like this. But in the Ram Leela, he's the younger brother, and he's dragged into so many disasters and troubles and fights and killing. And I mean, if you read Ramayana, it's a fantastic story. So the job is not so easy always. So Balarama, said, well, next time I'm not going to be the little brother, I'm going to be a bigger brother.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Next time I'll be your older brother.
I'll be the older brother. Makes his job a little easier.
Yeah. There are many connections like that. It's I find it mystifying, very difficult to understand. So we have to pray for Lord Balaram's mercy to be able to understand all these things. Yes?
A small point of curiosity.
Yeah.
You just mentioned Baruni, the beverage.
Yeah.
So there is one recipe circulating on the internet which supposedly be kind of bona fide.
What do you mean kind of long? It
That's
sounds
the only,
very suspicious.
yeah, the only recipe. They did it in Vrindavan, I think when Prabhupada was on the planet. So they prepared it in the morning and let it sit throughout the whole day, and they drank it in the evening. And devotees said that after a couple of cups they became very much enlivened. So this is supposedly the only day of the year when one can become intoxicated. So listen to this. 7 liters of milk, 6 liters of yogurt, 5 kilograms of liquid honey, and 1 kilogram of sugar, and then half a bottle of rose water. That's it. So you can imagine.
How long do you have to leave it for?
I don't know, it probably starts brewing directly. It's so sweet, so incredibly sweet.
So you have anything here in the back?
No, I didn't bring. I got caught in
And you
the
drink
customs.
3
We have 10 minutes before the kirtan.
What did you say?
You drink 3 liters on an empty stomach after fasting.
Yeah, then you'll see Lord Balaram's mercy manifesting.
That's very
Yeah, so maybe next year we'll bring some.
Oscar next another.
Anything, yeah?
I was just thinking that when we sing, and we sing a little more, maybe today we could sing some Balaram and Ram,
I only know this one.
Nityananda Ram, Balaram, some
Nityananda Ram, we will sing Nityananda Ram.
This is the only day of the year we sing.
I don't know any. I know the Harirama and I know this one. I don't know any of the songs about Balaram. Yeah?
I just wondered because I happen to remember that there's about this anatomy Vritti, that there is some statement that the Lord Balami takes care of the gross anatas.
Gross and Arthas.
Yeah,
Really?
the heavy ones.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, there's something he especially helps with those which are very severe, and when that field is prepared, then the heart will be more suitable for offering. So I wondered if you or anyone had heard more about that. Maybe you could explain something about it.
No, I've never heard about that. Yes.
I would like to connect that it is said that those demons who Krishna and Balaramas killing, they are representatives of some quite bad conditions.
Yeah.
So those who Balaramas is killing, then he will help us. Those who Krishna is killing, we should struggle by ourselves.
So the Dhenukasura, the donkey demons, they were killed by Balaram.
Yeah.
Can you say something about what they represent then?
I don't remember all this.
Because it's
which
not
language.
so explicitly written in the Krishna book like that.
I don't remember which demon which
No, I remember from translating the 10th canto, the first demon that was killed was Dhenukasura, and that was Balaram throwing them up in the trees.
Those we should not worry so about. Those who Krishna is killing, then we should.
Ah, it's like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting
Of course,
information.
that means we should not take care about anything. Okay, but around there I can do whatever I can.
This is for the serious people who actually work on their anarthas. I feel ashamed. Okay. Okay, but anything else? So, in 5 minutes there will be the Gaura Arti. And we are chanting Balaram's name every day. We are. Hare Ram. And then Prabhupada was asked, does it mean Balaram or does it mean Ramchandra? Well, is there any difference between the two really? Not exactly, so it means both. Specifically, no, I think it means both actually. But is it true, now somebody may correct me, is it true, I've heard that in the original stanza of this Maha Mantra, it is opposite. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And Lord Chaitanya, he switched it. Vegavan told me that once, but I've never seen it written. Is it true?
I think it is from another Sampradaya, because once I visited Sri Lanka with Radhanath Swami, 2,000 disciples, and then the head Pujari, he led our Harinam, a big Pujari from Sri Lanka.
And they chanted it the other way around?
And he was chanting first
But somebody told me that it's like that in the Shastra and Lord Chaitanya switched it. Is that true?
It's written in one Upanishad.
Yeah?
Something like this, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare Rama and then Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Okay. In the Kali Santarana Upanishad.
Yeah.
Iti Sudashakam Nam Nam Kali Kalmasanashanam Antaparadharana Sarvavedishu Drishyati. What is that?
Nata Paratarupaya
Sarvavedishu Drishyati. After looking through all the Vedas, one will find that in Kali Yuga the only means of deliverance is to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. That's the Kali Santarana Upanishad. Yes, anything else? Federate, should man say? What? Sorry? Do you have one?
No, just to this, I just heard that they have the same scriptures in South India and other places in India, but especially in South India, in their scriptures, then the Hare Krishna mantra is written Hare Ram first.
Oh.
But the same scripture may some other places in India be written with Hare Krishna first. So especially in South India, they're favoring Hare Rama.
Because time-wise, Rama appeared before Krishna, Ramchandra. So maybe that's why.
Seriously speaking, I don't think it really matters.
No.
Because I'm thinking about the...
Because we're chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama. It doesn't matter which one comes first.
Yeah, I was thinking about the author of the authorized Ramayana.
Yeah.
He was a king.
Mara, 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 Rama, 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 Rama.
Yeah.
He was asked to chant death.
Mara.
Mara, 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 Rama, 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 Rama. Then it turns to Rama. Yeah. Same thing. In a similar way, you can say the Hare Krishna mantra, if you switch it upside down, it's still absolute. And if you chant the syllables backwards, I don't know. Maybe not. So, shall we stop here and then do the kirtan? Yes? Anything?
I just one small comment. It's a speculation that I have about the Hare Krishna mantra that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu maybe he kind of started like that he made this to chant the Hare Krishna first, so that it will be distinguished like that it's actually the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement.
I don't know. I have no idea. Could be. But whenever we chant Hare Rama or Hare Krishna, it's as long as we chant both of them.
Have you got this mantra? Hare Nama, Hare Nama.
Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Harer Nam eva kevalam. Kalau nasti eva nasti eva nasti eva gatira yatha. That is from the Brihanaradiya Purana, which says, in the age of Kali, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam. 3 times. The holy name is the only way, the only way to. What is that?
To understanding of spiritual liberation.
Yeah. Harinam, Gatira, to reach the goal. The only way to reach the highest goal is to chant the holy name, chant the holy name, chant the holy name. There's no other way, there's no other way, there's no other way. And when we have chanted the holy name, so that our minds are clear, then we can understand the Srimad Bhagavatam. Very good. That is the purpose of life. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Jai!